Project managers are often given just enough information to stay responsible, but not enough to actually stay protected. And that's why some project managers feel like their invite is always in the mail, close enough to carry the responsibility, but never close enough to hear the actual real conversation. I remember being in this status call when somebody casually said, "Hey, ED, see you next meeting." Immediately, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I missed the invite. So the meeting ends. I check my calendar, nothing, no invite, no meeting. So I messaged Ryan, "Hey, earlier you mentioned about the next meeting. Did I miss the invite?" But Ryan messaged me back, "It looks like you weren't included." That doesn't make sense though, ED, because why wouldn't they include you? But instead of forwarding me the invite, Ryan tells me to go reach out to the portfolio manager. Now, let's pause here right quick, family, because it really wasn't about the meeting. It was the principle. Anytime that Ryan was left off the meeting, I made sure that Ryan was involved. Okay. You kind of know where I'm going with this. I would immediately just forward it over to Ryan. But see, when there's politics and there's extra steps involved, sometimes you just have to just keep that professional tone. But anyway, I digress. So I started noticing moments like that happening more and more, where conversations were happening somewhere else and decisions were already made before the meeting actually even started, and information was arriving late, but accountability somehow, some way was always on time. It was always arriving early. And that's when I realized something. Some project teams make sure you know everything that's going on because they truly, and I do mean truly, understand collaborations. Others, they keep you close enough to carry the responsibility, but not close enough to carry influence. Everybody expects the project manager to protect the outcome while operating with partial information. And if you're not careful, project manager, you'll start carrying pressure that was supposed to be shared collectively for the team. That's the hidden weight of project management nobody, and I do mean nobody, actually talks about. Principle number one, professional courtesy reveals team culture. Small actions, they reveal big truths about project teams. Forwarding an invite, sharing context early, or keeping people informed sounds minor until you realize those habits actually shape trust, collaboration, and execution. The teams that operate with professional courtesy usually move faster because they reduce confusion before it becomes chaos. Oh, I like that, family. Why is this even important? Project managers cannot protect outcomes if information is treated like privilege instead of a shared responsibility. Here's two actionable tips I love for you to experiment with. One, share relevant context proactively instead of waiting for someone to ask. Next one, normalize simple habits like forwarding invites, summarizing decisions, and clarifying ownership. Here's my professional advice, family. Pay attention. Tune in. Get as close as you can to little things where people repeatedly refuse to do. What do I mean by that? See, small behaviors often expose larger collaboration problems. Because once professional courtesy starts disappearing, communication gaps usually follow right behind it. Principle number two, silence is still communication. Oh, this is going to get good. See, not responding to a response or delaying approval, ignoring emails, or vague answers communicate uncertainty, avoidance, or lack of urgency, whether people admit it or not. Why is this important? Silence, it creates confusion. Yes, it does. The type of confusion that actually slows down execution. See, silence also impacts expectations. What are expectations? What happens a lot of times with expectations is that when I have a certain expectation and I don't get what I'm expecting, frustration decides to creep in. And because frustration has creeped in, now we have a bigger problem because now I'm thinking we're collaborating when actually we weren't collaborating. You were on your own mission. Okay, I'm sorry. That was just my little rant. Here's two actionable tips I'd love for you to experiment with. Put timelines beside unanswered decisions and risk. Next one, follow up with clear next steps instead of emotional reactions. Here's my professional advice, family. Do not only listen to what project teams say. Pay attention to what they continuously avoid addressing. And the longer silence continues, the more pressure quietly starts shifting towards the project manager. Principle number 3, accountability travels faster than communication. Ooh, this is going to be a tough episode. I told you. See, many project managers experience being held accountable for outcomes before receiving the full context needed to protect them. Information arrives late, but expectations arrive early. They arrive on time. They arrive before even the first bell rings. Okay, now I just took it back to school days. What I'm trying to say is when this happened, frustration is shared throughout the entire project team as well as stakeholders. Why is this important? This creates a reactive leadership instead of a proactive execution. Here's 2 actionable tips I'd love for you to experiment with. Document assumptions and decisions immediately after meetings. Next one. Escalate communication gaps early before timelines are impacted. Here's my professional advice, family. If accountability is attached to your name, clarity must also be attached to your process. And I get it. Because eventually the project manager starts carrying more than timelines as well as deliverables. Principle number 4, invisible work still has weight. Again, invisible work still has weight. Most people, they never see the pressure behind the scenes. See, they see the meeting and the status report, but they don't see the follow-ups. They don't see the recovery conversations, risk management, or emotional control required to keep the project stable. Why is this important? Invisible work becomes dangerous when project managers silently absorb stress without support. Here's 2 actionable tips I'd love for you to experiment with. Communicate operational challenges before burnout builds up. Next one, track risk prevention and recovery efforts, not just completed tasks. Here's my professional advice, family. Just because nobody applauds the pressure you carry does not mean it is not heavy. And over time, that hidden pressure changes the way project managers operate. Principle number 5, calm project managers are often carrying the most pressure. See, experienced project managers, no. Exceptional and experienced project managers learn how to remain composed while navigating uncertainty, conflicting priorities, disconnected communication. Calmness is often survival. It's not comfortable. If we're going to just keep it all the way real, let's be real with each other. We both know that you want to say what you want to say that's on your mind. We both know that you really want to expose the situation that you're in, but calmness allows you to realize I'm more focused on the outcome and I would like to get rid of the noise. See, the noise can do something to you. See, when the noise gets inside your system, you start watch this, performing to the noise instead of performing to the outcome. Oh, I like that, family. Why is that important? People frequently underestimate how much pressure stable leaders quietly absorb for the sake of the team. Here's 2 actionable tips I'd love for you to experiment with. Create boundaries around what problems belong to you and what problems belong to the team. Next one. Build consistent routines to mentally reset outside of project environments. Here's my professional advice. Staying calm does not mean carrying everything alone. Because listen, eventually, project managers realize that protecting the outcome requires more than visibility. Principle number 6, protecting the outcome requires access. See, family, project managers can't effectively protect timelines, risk, delivery outcomes while being excluded from crucial conversations and decisions. Why is this important? Limited access creates delayed reactions, weak alignment, and unnecessary escalation. Experiment with these actual tips. Push for early inclusion in decision-making conversation. Next one, recap key discussions in writing to close communication gaps. Here's my professional advice, family. You cannot, I will repeat, you cannot lead strategically while consistently receiving information late. And see, this is why trust becomes one of the most important foundations of a strong project team. Principle number 7, trust is built through transparency. See, strong project teams, they share risk early. You know what they do? They communicate honestly. Here's one thing else they do. They avoid hiding bad news or waiting to the last minute. See what transparency does? It creates an alignment long before deadlines create panic. Why is this important? Teams move faster when people trust the information that is being shared. Here's 2 actionable tips I'd love for you to experiment with. Create environments where risk can be raised without punishment. Next one, encourage direct communication instead of side conversations. Here's my professional advice. Transparency may create uncomfortable conversations early, but hidden problems create painful conversations later. And I get it. When transparency, as well as trust, finally exists, uncertainty, it kind of starts losing its grasp. It starts losing its power over the actual project. Principle number 8, great project teams reduce uncertainty together. The best project teams do not isolate the project manager. They actively share information, surface risks, clarify ownership, and work together to actually protect what we all came to do on this project, is protect the outcome. Why is this important? Projects become more stable when responsibility is shared instead of silently transferred. Experiment with these actionable tips. Build a regular alignment with across stakeholders as well as delivery teams. Next one, reward collaboration behaviors, not just individual performance. Here's my professional advice. The strongest project environments are not built on perfection. They are built on partnership. Because listen, at the end of the day, protecting the outcome was never supposed to be a one-person job. Here's the truth, family. There will never be a perfect project management environment. I mean, never. There will never be a perfect stakeholder group. There will never be a perfect project team. But there can be great collaboration. There can be intentional communication. There can be transparency. And honestly, when you really just break everything that we talked about down today, most projects don't struggle because people are incapable. They struggle because people stop aligning. Conversations happen too late. Risks stay hidden too long. Silence replaces clarity. Teams operate around each other instead of with each other. What do you mean, ED? See, I mean, most project managers are not asking for perfection. We're asking for partnership. We're asking for collaboration. We are asking for communication early enough to protect the outcome. Give me the truth early. Give me the collaboration early. Give me the visibility early. And together, collectively, we can usually figure the rest out. That's the heart of project management. Not one person carrying all the pressure alone, but a team willing to move together, communicate honestly, and protect the outcome collectively, because bad projects are everywhere, but real collaboration, that's rare. If you're new to the episode, I go by the name of ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, hey, that just simply means Ed. Until next time.